the world-famous Bondi Beach. It was as beautiful as I'd imagined, a perfect arc of white sand and crystal blue water. When I'd left Sacramento, it was raining and cold, but here it was the middle of summer, and the two countries were so different. In that moment, I couldn't wrap my mind around it. Slipping my shoes and socks off, I carried them with me to the water's edge. The water was warmer than it was on our side of the planet. I walked out enough for the water to hit near my knee. "Oi, mate, you don't want to be going out there. It's a wicked rip. Pull you right out without warning, and you'll end up across the ditch in New Zealand." A very tanned, very blonde guy, about my age, wearing an aqua and dark blue shirt with lifeguard emblazoned on his chest, crossed his arms and planted his feet. "It's okay. I'm not going out far. I just wanted to see how warm it was. If I had $1 for every time I heard that, I'd be a rich man. Most that have said it are now about 50 meters offshore." My head whipped in the direction he'd indicated before he burst out in laughter. "Just messing with you, but seriously, don't go out past your knees. Everyone thinks they can handle it, but it'll drag you out before you can get your feet under you." He stood and waited for me to walk out of the water, and waved when I relented and walked back over to the grassy area. Leaning my head back, I let the heat of the sun warm my skin as my feet dried off. The sound of the ocean and children playing on the beach were all I could hear right now. The long flight started to weigh on me, and I knew if I kept my eyes closed much longer, I'd be asleep. But I still needed to find a place to stay, so I slipped my shoes on and walked towards the other end of the beach. People were everywhere, and dogs and cars. "Hi, you, up for some footy?" A guy with long curly blonde hair that hung in soft waves around his face asked as he jogged closer. Footy?" I wasn't sure exactly what he meant. "Yeah, you can just toss it around." He threw the football up and caught it with a grin. Sure." I stood and followed him down to where the sand had been raked smooth. People were gathered around the area, but most were at the edges of the immaculate sand. I set my backpack down on the edge and followed him. Noticing he was barefoot, I hurried back to take my shoes off. As soon as I was on the sand again, he tossed the ball to me and turned to run. I threw it back, and he made an amazing diving catch. We both laughed as he dusted off the sand before tossing it back to me. "What's your name?" "I'm Ryan. What's yours?" "Ollie Hughes." He caught the ball and did some weird jumping throwing thing that looked funny as hell, but did the job. I caught it, and before I could toss it back, he was running at me. At first I didn't realize what he was doing, but then he tackled me. We rolled around laughing until I was able to get away and run farther down the beach. When he got up and started to come at me, I threw the ball to him and turned to chase him down. Both of us laughed as we crashed together into the sand and wrestled around to get the ball. He got a grip on it and bolted away from me as a few people near us clapped. "Oh, I see how it is now," I yelled and gave chase. He ran around other people that were sitting either in a chair or on a towel, and the ones standing tried to move out of the way. Finally, when he got to an open area, he turned around and stopped, with the ball tucked under his arm. "How long are you here for?" "How do you know I'm not from here?" I asked. "Oh, you're not. First, there's your accent. Next, there's your backpack. And third, there's the way you look like you just landed here." He checked off each point on his fingers as he spoke, and I tried like hell not to notice how cute he was. I lunged at him, popped the ball out from under his arm, and ran down the beach with him right on my heels.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.